NPPA as role in fixing drugs prices. 4 prelims. NPPA Wholesale Price Index. 4 mains. NPPA and its role in price fixings of drugs. Why in news? National Pharmaceuticals Pricing Authority (NPPA) may allow a price hike of over 10% in the drugs and devices listed under the National List of Essential Medicines. The escalation which is expected to have an impact on nearly 800 drugs and devices in the propelled by risings in the wholesale price index. What is the NPPA and its mandates? About NPPA was constituted by the Government of India in 1997 as an attached office of the Department of Pharmaceuticals, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizers, and as independent regulator for pricings of drugs and the ensure availability and accessibility of the medicines at affordable price. It is the made for fixing revive price of controlled bulk drugs and formulate and to enforced price and the availability of the medicines in the country under the Drugs Price Control Order 1995 to 2013. A bulk drugs, also called active pharmaceuticals ingredient (API), is the chemical molecules in a medicines that lends the product the claim therapeutic effect. Mandates to implement and enforce the provisions of a drugs price control order in the accordance with the price delegated to it. To deals which all legal matter arise out of the decisions of the NPPA. The monitor and the availability of drugs, identify shortage and the take remedial steps to collect mandate data on the productions, export and the import market share of individuals. Company profitability of the companies, profitability of companies, etc. of the bulk drugs and the formulations and undertake and the sponsor relatively relevant studies in respect of the pricing of drugs and pharmaceuticals. अब देखेंगे हाउ डज द प्राइसिंग mechanisms work. All medicines under the NLEM are under price regulations. The NLEM list drugs used to treat fever, infections, heart disease, hypertension, anemia, etc. and include commonly used medicines like the paracetamols, azithromycins, etc. The Health Ministry prepare a list of the drugs enables for price regulations, following which the Department of Pharmaceuticals incorporate them in Schedules 1 of the DPCO. The Standing Committee on the Affordable Medicines and the Health Product will advise the drugs price regulator, the National Pharmaceuticals Pricing Authority (NPPA), on weighting the list. The NPPA then fixes the price of the drugs in the schedules. As for the Drugs Price Control Order 2013, scheduled drugs about 50% of the pharma market are allowed and increased by the government as per the WPI Wholesale Price Index, while the rest 85% are allowed and automatically increased for 10% every year. The annual change in price of the scheduled drugs is the control and rarely crosses 5%. Under the Drugs and the Cosmetics Act 1940, the drugs are the classified in schedules and regulations are laid down for their storage, display, sales, dispensing, labeling, prescribing, etc. The pharma lobby is asked for the least a 10% for scheduled drugs too, rather than the going by the wholesale price index. As over the past few years, input cost have flared up. One of the reasons in that 60 to 70% of the country's medicines need are dependent on China's.